Welcome to the American Meteorological Society's Weather Band Initiative, where we're going to deep dive in all topics surrounding weather instruments and instrumentations. Now, science is predicated upon observing nature and how certain things respond within nature. The atmospheric science community has really catapulted and paved the way for observational platforms. Why is that? In order to try to predict something, you have to understand the relationship between variables, between things like temperature and pressure and moisture. In order to do that, you had to actually obtain those observations and record those observations, so therefore one can look at the relationships hidden within those variables. So therefore instruments had to be developed in order to do that. The atmospheric science community, through the last numerous hundreds of years, have really paved the way for other sciences to do just that. Why? Because we had to try to predict tomorrow's forecast based on the observations of today. Now, one of the first topics we're going to dive into is thermometry and the development of the thermometer. Interestingly enough, thermometry can be traced back to the 1st century AD by the hero of Alexandria, who looked at the change of water level in a closed tube based on temperature differences and how temperature changes. Interestingly enough, Galileo Galilei is often credited with the development of the thermometer, though no documentation ever exists to show that he has proved that. I'll try to provide a little historical context and perspective through the topics that we're going to cover within this community. Like I said, first we'll discuss thermometry. And thermometers have become so widespread and used that it's almost becoming hidden, like electricity, or almost kind of like the internet. Thermometers exist everywhere. To your thermostat here on the wall. The thermometer is all in your vehicles. To your grill thermometer. To your meat thermometer. Ignore the messy grill. To the thermometer in my pool. Wait, it's November, it's closed. Your laptop. To my at-home weather station. Ignore the broken cup anemometer. We'll talk about that later. So for our first topic, think about some of the areas within your day-to-day life where thermometers are used that you not necessarily thought about. And let's post those in topics to see some unique locations where thermometers or thermistors are used. Free to submit your own topics, weather instrument and instrumentation related. If you have a question, post it. We'll talk about it. We'll dive deep into it, provide a little historical context into it. For instance, weather radar. Weather radar was adopted from military applications in the 1950s, and it has really propelled atmospheric science community from a watch and warning standpoint. Satellite observations as well. I can't wait to start talking about these topics. So let's get interested, let's get engaged, and let's learn about weather instrumentation and instruments.